We're live here right now. My name is davidTrig, and I am a joy and anxiety coach. And I also help people in terms of their own business and entrepreneurial ideas. A lot of it really just sharing my own experience as I've gone from having a full-time steady job in a kind of a pretty steady career to over the last year and a half, launching my own business, my own pursuit to be a joy and an anxiety mentor. And I want to talk to you today about where the money is outside of your comfort zone. So again, I want to just welcome you, come in, welcome everybody, step into this GOZOcast. I do this every day, Monday through Friday, normally at 8 a.m. Pacific time here in Long Beach, where I live, Long Beach, California, near LA. But today it was raining. Right now it's not raining, but it was raining this morning and it was so beautiful that I actually just spent some time alone with my candle and with my Bible, just praying and meditating and just kind of getting my heart in the right place. So I'm doing this a little later. But anyway, a little bit of a bio, I guess, on me. As I said, my name is davidTrig, and I have been a worship pastor. I still speak, and I'm still a pastor at my own church. But as I mentioned, I also, about a year and a half ago, started my own business called GOZO, G-O-Z-O, which means joy in Spanish. And so I do podcasts, I've written articles, both in Spanish and English, helping people experience joy, especially those that deal with fear, anxiety, depression, and issues of mental health, and to really help them to do three things. One is to discover their God-given adventure. Second is to find grace amidst their crisis. And then third is to discover who they love. So welcome. I've been married about 20 years to my lovely wife. Just celebrated 20 years a couple months ago. We have 3 children. Canela, who is 16. Canela means cinnamon in Spanish. Isabella, who's 14. And our boy, 12, who's 12. His name is David, just like me. So welcome. As I said, I'm so glad that you're here. Make sure that if you're here listening, tell me where you're from, where you're watching this. If you're here in the Long Beach area, maybe you're from out of town, if you're maybe even another part of the country, welcome. Give us some hearts, give us some love. Make sure that people know that you're enjoying this podcast and this GOZOcast. I say podcast sometimes, but I mean this Periscope, this GOZO scope as I call it. And today I want to talk to you, as I said, about where is the money, in business especially. Where do you find that success or that abundance? And what I want to tell you is that abundance in your business is outside of your comfort zone. And I want to tell you a little bit about my own story and what I'm learning. I actually have 5 things that I wanted to share with you in terms of getting outside of your comfort zone. So here's the thing. Over the last year and a half, as I mentioned, I've been working extremely hard to start my own business, which is called GOZO, GOZO Living, which means joy. And I've done fairly well. I don't mean financially, but as far as traction, financially, I think it's just beginning to do a little bit better. But for the most part, this first year and a half, it's been all about investing time, energy, and money into the company, so that it will grow and to try to gain traction and all those things. And I think we now have that, even though it's been up and down, but I think we're getting to a better place. So, and that's included me doing everything. For example, one of the things that I've done that I really enjoy, I'm a computer geek and I have a background in computer engineering, so I really love tweaking my website. I've built websites, I help other people, I've tweaked mine, couple, dozens of times. But now as my business is beginning to grow, and as I'm moving towards doing more online teaching and teaching courses online to be able to reach a wider audience and scale this business, I'm realizing that I need to hire a website person. And that has been very hard for me. Not only because it's obviously an expense, but because the entropy mentality that sets in is that, well, I got this. I'll be fine. I can squeeze it in and spend 20 hours redesigning my website so that I can then move on in my business. But that's the kind of thinking that gets us in trouble. So I have 5 things that I want to give you as tips on how to get outside of your comfort zone if you really want to see abundance take place and you want to see your business grow. Number 1 is the danger or the trap of not delegating. So the quickest way to experience entropy in business and to not see your business grow and be monetized is to not delegate, to not build a team, and to do it all on your own for more than, I would say, a year or 2. There is a time where you have to do everything. Not only because it's financially viable, because at first you can't hire anybody, you can't afford to even pay yourself, obviously, much less to hire somebody else, even if it's just on a contractor basis. So you have to do it all. And I also think that it's good that we do everything because it's better to know exactly what it takes to build your business. You need to know all the ins and outs of everything. In my case, building the website and seeing clients and sending out contracts and interacting with people and responding to people's requests. Everything, working with my wife, who's my CFO, I call her, and working on our budget. It's good and really a must for us to do everything at first. But if you want to scale your business and you want to monetize your entrepreneurial venture, you're going to have to delegate and hire a team. Mostly because if you don't, you will experience entropy. Entropy means that you will begin to then shrink your business back down. And all that growth that you're experiencing that's now hitting against the ceiling will implode upon itself, will self-implode. And I'm telling you, when you are at that place, it's so easy to go back. Especially if you're like me, who is a doer and an achiever and a type A personality who wants to do everything. That's the number 1 way for your business not to scale. You have to learn to delegate. Now, what does that mean financially? Because if you're like me, that's the number 1 problem is, well, I don't have the funds to pay. That means that you have to save whatever money that you are getting, whether it's from your job, maybe if you have a day job, or if you have some client work. Like in my case, I have clients that I see that are dealing with all kinds of things. That means that all that money, you have to save it so that, let's say 6 months down the line, you can then use that money to hire, in my case, a video editor or to hire a website designer. So you have to be smart about it. You can't just simply put out thousands and thousands of dollars, put it on your credit card and get in huge debt and then run out of cash because your business will then close. So you have to learn to save money so that you can delegate to somebody else. Number 2 is to invest in your own business. So if you're joining us here on the replay, I'm talking about the 5 tips on how to realize that the money that you want to make in business is outside of your comfort zone. None of these 5 things are comfortable to me or to you if you're like me. They're all uncomfortable because, again, entropy is so strong. So number 1 was delegating, the danger of not delegating. Number 2, the second danger is the danger of not investing in your own business and what some people call the shiny product syndrome. So here's what happens. At first, you begin to maybe, like in my case, you have some clients, you begin to get some income. And because you've been working so hard to get any traction with your customers, you think, awesome, this is fun money. I'm going to go buy me a Starbucks. I'm going to go get some new rims for my car. I'm going to go and get me a nice fancy haircut. You know, that shirt I've been wanting to buy for all these years, I'm finally going to buy it. And you just wasted, quote unquote, on things you don't need. And most of all, that don't invest back into your business. So this is why this number 2 thing is so important. A trap of entropy, or maybe put it the other way, if you want to monetize and grow in your business and get out of your comfort zone, you have to learn how to invest back into your business. That means that any money that you're getting from client work, from whatever you're doing, you have to then invest it back. 100% of it. Now, I'm assuming that you have a way to pay your bills. If you don't have a way to pay your bills, then you have to start with that. You have to go and find a way to pay your bills so that all the money that you get is not just for food. Now, if you can't do that, then I would budget, whatever money you're making from your job, and let's say you do have clients or you're selling products or whatever it may be, then maybe take 30% for your needs and then the other 70% for your business. That radical. How are you guys doing, by the way, so far? I want to stop here. I know we have a few followers. Where are you guys watching from? I'm davidTrig. If you're watching on the replay, welcome. You can give me some hearts. Be great. If you also want to share this GOZOscope with your friends, you can just go from, I think it's from left to right on your screen, and you can then share this link with your followers on Twitter, on Facebook as well, and you can also invite your own followers to follow me here on this GOZOcast. So welcome once again. So anyway, we're talking about these 5 tips to help you not entropy your business, but to instead realize that the money that you want to make in business is outside of your comfort zone. So these are the 5 tips on how to get out of your comfort zone. Number 1 is to delegate. Number 2, invest. Number 3 is focus. This one is so hard for me, at least, because we're such creative types. That's why we're in this thing to begin with, right? We love to invest. We love to come up with ideas. We want to help everyone. We have like 80 ideas out there. And we're broadcasting 80 of them to our followers, whether it's on social media or people that we interact with or just even in our own minds. If you want to scale your business past that ceiling of entropy, you have to focus. You have to say, not so much what am I most interested in, but you have to say, what is the thing that's actually going to make me get through this glass ceiling? What's the thing that has the most traction? What's the thing that's actually working? What's the thing that even if it's just 2 people, they seem to enjoy? Now, for me, I don't have like an email list of 300,000 people. I have maybe like 150. And out of those 150, I would say maybe only 10 or 15 are actually engaging with the product. So I'm talking about a very humble start, and that's after a year and a half. So in other words, it's very slow. And maybe for others, it's a lot faster, but for me, it's been a slow, gradual movement forward. But if I want to see even those 10 people or 15 people engage even more with the message that I have to focus and give those 10, 15 people exactly what they need and focus on that. And so for you, you have to then ask yourself, what is my product? What's my message? And then what's my method? How am I projecting or communicating that message to people? And now if your message is messy, if you have a messy message, you have to say, I need to choose and focus on one thing. It doesn't mean that you don't still want to, like in my case, play in a band, pastor a church, speak in front of thousands, whatever. But when you're broadcasting to your audience, choose one. In my case, it's anxiety. I want to help you overcome your anxiety. And from there, I can then fold other things in. I can use music as music therapy for the anxious person. I can speak at a conference on overcoming anxiety. I can play music in front of an audience that is wanting to get healing from their fear or depression. So you begin to focus even these other interests into the one thing that you believe that, first of all, is really you, or at least is close to one of the biggest things that is you, and then most of all, that is actually a need that people have. Number 4 is, well, actually, you know what? I only have 4. The number 4, the final one, is do it over and over and over again. To realize that this pattern of hitting the ceiling, or maybe, let me put it this way, of growing your business and then hitting a ceiling and then growing it again and hitting a ceiling again, and all that process is going to happen to you over and over again. Before I started this GOZOcast just now, I thought, I'm so tired of having to reinvent myself every 3 months. I'm not tired of it, but it's more like, can't I just cruise for like a while and just see things work without having to reinvent myself? But that's how you're going to scale a business. You have to keep reinventing yourself, especially at the beginning. Because at the beginning, you don't still have all the systems in place. You're still developing systems and new patterns, and most of all, you're shedding all of your old patterns of, okay, I'll just do this on the side. I'll just spend an hour here, an hour there. And okay, I got a couple bucks here and there. Hey, how awesome. If you want to stay at that level, then that's fine. But if you actually want to impact more people and scale and actually impact more people, you're going to have to reinvent yourself over and over again. Every 3 months, every 6 months. You have to look at your systems, look at your time, talk to your wife, look at your budget, look at your friendships, look at where you're spending your time, stop wasting time, make sure that you're fit, working out, sleeping, eating healthy, all of the things in your life so that you can break that, quote, glass ceiling and get out of your comfort zone. And I'm telling you, it's hard, but that is where the success lies. There is no other way. And that's where I'm at myself, GOZO family. I'm telling you, I want to entropy, meaning I want to just hope that I can just do more and I will break through the ceiling on my own using my old systems. I don't want to invest. I don't want to focus. I don't want to delegate. I don't want this to happen over and over again. And that's why I wrote these things down, because these are all the things that I don't want to do. But I know that they are the only things that will help us as entrepreneurs to scale and get past that comfort zone. So here's my question for you. I want to now leave maybe the last 5 minutes for some Q&A if you have any questions. But here's my question. What are your obstacles to scaling your business? Are you at a place where are you at? What place are you at? Have you started? I'm assuming again that the people that are listening, the couple that are viewing here are entrepreneurs or business types, or you have a creative idea. Where are you at on that kind of, I guess, that pattern or that path? Are you just starting out and you're feeling like, okay, I just want to get some clients, or maybe you're even going a step behind that and asking yourself, what is my product? I don't even know what I'm selling. So that would be the first thing to do. And I have other casts that I do on even finding who your audience is or what your product is. But assuming that you're at a place where you're now hitting that ceiling, I'm talking again from my experience, that's where I'm at. I wonder, what are the things that you're wrestling with? What are some of the questions that you have? So I want to just leave maybe a few seconds here. If any of you want to just jump in on the chat here and just ask any questions that you have about what are your struggles with scaling your own business. So I just want to thank you guys for being here on this GOZO scope. I am here, like I said, Monday through Friday every day, usually at 8 a.m. Today a little later because I was enjoying the rain this morning. But thank you again, guys, for watching. I'm here every day, and my whole point is to help you live a life of joy and overcome your fears, your anxiety, depression, so that you can live your God-given adventure, so that you can find grace in crisis and you can discover who you love. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.